We're going to go on to train here between Echo Fox and Mousesports, and they've switched sides, Semler. Now they're with me on the Mousesports train.
Yeah, and I mean, well, I think that Doran's getting the big money, obviously, for these analogies, right? If a fox runs out in front of your car, yes, you may crash. This is true. You may also hit that fox and just, you know, not even notice it's there, but yeah, I think that's kind of what happened there for Mousesports, at least.
Well, I fear that if I try and keep up with these things, that it will infect my mind somehow, you know? Get an actual brain virus. Not gonna even try and keep up.
If you start twitching, dude, I'm gonna call over the medics or something.
Yeah, get something just straight IV into my mind, clear it out. Just get rid of all the Thorin stuff.
Speaking of Ivy, Sean Gears and Freakazoid hanging out over there right now. Chris J and Speedy on the other side of that smoke, and right now we're watching Dennis calmly contemplate life as he ponders the importance of Pop Dog and why he needs to actually be staring at that ladder and nothing else.
Aiming straight at a teammate. I'm just saying, you're not supposed to be able to, you're not supposed to do that. It's one of the rules, you know. Finger off the trigger. Don't point at anything you don't want shot. Very important stuff. Sean and Freak, though, they are a bit of a duo down there. Roka actually sneaking up. He's going to find a lot of people here in the bomb as well, looking for a kill. Oh my god, Roka, that can't be real. Taking down 3 players. Next, finally going to be able to drop him, but what an incredible achievement coming out of Roka there. You thought he was walking in to pretty much certain death, and instead, he just takes on all of Mousesports.
Total annihilation, that's what comes to mind. I mean, Chris, looking to get lucky with a headshot on a Sean Gears there. Aim isn't exactly on point with the Deagle, but that does set it up for Sean to get shot in the back. And Chris will bring it back to a 2-on-3 situation. Still a man advantage here for Echo Fox and 1-up at Sniper, but he's been spotted, and Chris snuffs Freakazoid. Beautiful headshot. Could go for another one as well. He'll get the body on Rix, and Nex now, it's fairly even between both of these. Rix has a bit more HP, but Nex with the smoke and the Molotov, and well, not even gonna happen, not even gonna matter. Rix decides to just charge out. There wasn't any time for Nex to mess around. And Rix knew it. He was just rush him down before he can even get that bomb plant happening.
How is Roka holding on to his mouse?
He's got the total claw grip going, man.
Well, all right then. This is very impressive. I wish desperately he could have got that 4th kill in as well. But that's just very, very good play coming out. That kind of a push actually works 2 ways, because what you'll notice is Roka had 2 teammates behind him. Now, suppose Roka just goes and kills one and then dies. There's quite a good chance that the Mousesports will say, oh, he was probably pushing alone while everyone else is at A, let's go to B, and then they run right into 2 people. So there is like a secondary game going on there that could have worked out, but obviously getting 3 kills, nothing else really matters at that point in time. Freak picking up a kill, getting some help from Shazam. He's on 1 health as well. Bit of an uncomfortable spray coming out of Rix, but he did get 2 kills before he went down, and overall, it's an acceptable round for Echo Fox.
And they saved the FAMAS as well. So, not losing the rifle. Freakazoid survives with 1 HP, but he saves that FAMAS. It's all about managing that economy, but yeah, he's got a bit of the palm going, but it is a little bit claw-like. A little bit claw-like.
Yeah, I think it was when he was getting real close to his keyboard, it looked like he was getting a bit uncomfortable. He's got it under control, though. There are definitely players that have weirder grips.
Freakish.
Scream.
JW, dude. JW has like a really weird way of holding it.
Yeah, I think JW, yeah, definitely. I think when Scream, the way that he plays also just makes my hand hurt even watching it.
Ache.
Yeah, not a good time.
Shazam also. Oh, Shazam, not Shazam. What? Swag. Way back in the day. He also had some really weird ways of holding his mouse and keyboard.
Rip Swag.
Rip Swag.
Shazam. For a couple of kills behind Electric. Speedy going down, and next last man alive, but not really for long. Shazam with a good triple and a good 3-0 here for Echo Fox. Pretty good start. You didn't say, you didn't give an opinion about who's going to win this, did you?
No, I haven't. But neither have you, Andrews. Oh, you're on the Mousesports train. That's right.
Well, no, I was for the first one. But I think Echo Fox will win this map. I think the first map was so... I think Echo Fox would have won the first map if it wasn't for the ridiculous 11-4 sort of scoreline. That shouldn't have happened. Realistically, they shouldn't have lost 11 rounds in a row. Can we agree on that? Like that's just stupid, right? So if it had been different, if it had been like a slightly 9-6 something, then yeah, probably Echo Fox would have won that first map. So I was actually quite impressed by Echo Fox and how they were playing on the first map. Enough that I think maybe there's a chance here on train.
I think this is a situation though, where now it's going to come down to whether Chris and Nico can wake up. They're so deadly on this map. T-side start though for Mousesports is where it's going to get a little tricky for him, because we saw how shaky they were on Cobblestone T-side. Nico's going to spawn out Freakazoid, so again, Freakazoid holding close to Electric, just in case a smoke strat comes out. He wants to be prepared for that, but backhand. That's brutal. Nico just completely rocks him there.
Very interesting indeed. Freakazoid. I mean, once that Molotov goes up the fire, it obscures so much of your vision. It could be really hard to see what's happening on the other side, but apparently not for Nico. Looking to get a second kill, but Sean actually besting him with the UMP of all weapons, crouching under that angle. Pretty good stuff there. Rick's in the corner again with the FAMAS. He did hit a straight headshot, but when you have that Kevlar vest and helmet, it's not going to be a one-shot either. Sean also going down to next, and the bomb will be planted.
Well, there's a nice shot from Shazam, brings it back to a 2-on-3, sets up the flash for himself as well, and he even gets the angle, but Spitty will be there to hit the headshot on him. Roka just trying to charge it to make a difference, but turns out it's not going to happen. Dennis is there to save it for Mousesports, and they are on the board. 3-1, Echo Fox still in the lead. Still have enough money to go for a bye here, considering how strong the first through third rounds were for them. They still have a decent enough economy, but this is just sick play from Nico to start things off with the instant headshot on Freakazoid. Yeah, now the question is, the lasting power again. Because last time in the first half, Echo Fox, they got 4 rounds. Here they've got 3. They got shot down at 3. So can they bounce back and really rock Mousesports' economy, or is this where it kind of all starts to slip out of their hands?
Molotov into that corner. Bit of an aggressive amount of grenades being put out here for Echo Fox. They use a lot of them very early on. And the grenades from Mousesports here, covering a lot of the bomb side, but they don't seem to be really able to do much behind them just yet. Still only just out of the courtyard. They haven't pushed onto a bomb site to actually try and get that bomb down yet. Now the smokes are going to fade. Secondary smokes are going up a little bit here. Freak with a good early kill. Speedy going to be going down. A nice return from Chris.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're slowly but surely working their way closer to the site. Sean Gears is going to find one. Roka was boosted up. They're going to miss the shot, but Shazam catches Chris J out in the open by Electric. And it's all on Nex and Nico now. They do have a crossfire situation, but Shazam is going to be able to pick up Nico, and it is now on Nex. He's down to 36 HP, but he's in a 1v3. 50 seconds left, so he does have time to work with. But there's so many positions that he has to worry about on this A site, and there's just no way for him to get out into the open here or even get close to that bomb, which has been dropped over by Electric. So not looking too hot here for Mousesports, and it does look like Echo Fox will be able to survive, pick up that 4th round, and put Mousesports right back to square one.
And that's almost the best possible position you could be, and that feels so good. You know what that means for their economy, and they're going to have a bit of breathing room to work with here. It's a 4-1 scoreline. And Mousesports, what could they do to get back in here? I feel like they put down almost all of their smokes, and that allowed them to get out, which is good. They're around Electric. That's the good news. But then when those smokes fade, they need to put down more smokes, and then they have to try and put the bomb down behind it. It was just such a long fight. It went on for way too long. I think that was a bit of a mistake on Mouse.
Something happened because they put a Molotov behind the bomb train, which is basically the only place that the CT guys can hold close, unless they're holding on the other side of the smoker connector. So when that Molotov went down, I thought, okay, that's the go time for Mousesports. They run in behind that Molotov and get that bomb plant down. They just never did it. They still just kind of held. I guess they were waiting for Echo Fox to go full NA and try and charge through the smoke or something, but that was definitely awkward.
I mean, essentially, when you sort of smoke up this part, so you have like a whole wall of smokes going on this side, you can either try and use that to put the bomb down here, or I think what they wanted to do is they wanted to see if they could find and kill any CTs that were holding in these positions. But when there weren't any, they weren't putting the bomb down. They weren't also getting any kills, and they were just wasting a lot of time. So I think there was some sort of mismatch between what Echo Fox were doing or Mousesports wanted them to do, right? I think it didn't work out in that way. So that was a bit of a shame. Now we've got Tech9 and Armor and a hell of a lot of Molotovs. Enough, maybe, that they could firebomb the bomb forever if they put it down.
That's if they get out, right? I mean, there's the setup. Smoke to block off upper. Nico with the Molotov. It's going to go down onto the bomb train. Just Molotovs flying all over the place. All of the nades getting used here for Mousesports. Freakazoid is going to get roasted. And now it's Roka with 28 HP. He was flashed blind, and it looks like he took a lot of damage from a Molotov. But Shazam is there to deny the lower ramp. And Roka with the big spray will eventually snuff Chris J. All on Spitty now in a 1v3. 1v4, actually. And he is not even going to make it out of that. Sean is there. So a triple kill for Shazam with that AWP. That's ideal for him, right? If he can get out of connector in one piece, so hard to deal with him at that point.
And since you bring it up, Shazam is doing a reasonable job. I think this is sort of a passing grade when you're just moving into the 8th round. He's got a 13-1-2 scoreline right now, so that's massively impressive. But look at what's really shocking here on the scoreboard. Nico, 1, 1, and 7. Oh no.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. That is definitely not what you expect to see from Nico. He's usually so consistent. Even when his team is losing, this guy's finding a way to have an impact. But, I mean, he is also the kind of guy who could just flip a switch and completely take over at any point in time. So until Echo Fox get another 10 rounds and end at 16, Nico's still a threat. So we'll see. Mousesports deciding to change things up. They haven't put 3 over by Ali just yet. So seems like that's going to be the game plan here. Speedy getting ready to jump. Baits for Chris. And Chris doesn't spot anybody. Sean Gare is holding passive.
They do have a pretty big presence right now in the A bomb site, but Rix is pushed up, and you never see people take this position almost ever. Whenever people are out here, they're actually standing on the other corner, essentially, right under the sign that says 04. That's where people end up standing. So I love this. I don't see any world nearly in which Nex would try and check this. Unless he flashes it first, and then it could be, I think, flashbang in, and then Rix is in a lot of trouble. But without a flashbang, he should have the edge there, Rix.
It is definitely an off angle in this sort of situation. Not what Nex might expect, but for now the push has begun over by Ali. Shazam just trying to get lucky through the smoke. Not going to happen. Sean will drop the bomb. The Speedy's there for the trade kill, and finally Rix is able to come into the fight. He survives with 26 HP, but he drops Nex.
Who did flash in. Nex did actually go for a pop flash. It was a very smart thing, but couldn't make it work. Roker going to be going down. Speedy stepping up with a good double kill right now, and it's still a 3-on-3 with just 18 seconds, and that is the big problem right now that they're facing. Rix, grenade on going long. Shazam now the only one left, and the bomb is going down, and what a shot from Chris. But really, Speedy the man of the round here. Triple kill for him, making it 6-2, and a lot of money on Echo Fox, you've got to be honest.
Yeah, they still have good bank. They still have good bank. They can buy after this. But that's the kind of round that's going to be very frustrating for Echo Fox, because there's just a series of duels, basically, where Speedy was just walking around looking for fights, and he just won 3 of them flat out. This shot from Chris, though, he's just like, boom, sit down, Shaz. Shazzy.
I like that. Shaz. See, I always have an inclination to say Shazam, you know, something like that. It's quite. I actually think it's quite a good name.
Shazam, absolutely.
And it's kind of a nice play on his real name as well. It's, you know, it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, 6-2 and moving into the 9th round. And speaking of the devil, going to be walking close to the corner here. Chris on the other side. Shazam, can you see his shoulder? This is dangerous. It's going to be Chris walking right into it. Shazam going back for seconds. He doesn't need to do this anymore, and I'm real glad that he went back immediately after that. Getting a second kill is great, but if he keeps peeking, there's always a chance you let the other team back in. Right now, Mousesports have sort of 85% of the way lost the round. Like, it's so hard to get back into a round like this one if you just play defensively and stay grouped up.
Especially because Nico just got picked off on that B site. So that was going to be the answer. Nico trying to force some kind of reactions, trying to bring his team back into this round by catching somebody out of position on that B site, but it just doesn't happen. And now, well, it's between Speedy and Nex, the last 2 alive here from Mousesports, working their way towards that B site, but Roka, he's holding right under the ramp, and he's got Shazam, his guardian angel, there to watch his back. And now the full rotation is going to come out because that's the bomb drop. So Echo Fox, all they have to do now is just sit on this site. And a perfect round coming in here for Echo Fox, 7-2.
Yeah, really very impressive and a fantastic start to train. We do have to remind everyone, especially if anyone is new to the game, that this is a CT-sided map, and so that means the 7-2 scoreline has to be sort of viewed through that lens. You've got to be at least aware that it can change, and that if Mousesports get a good couple of rounds in, and if you look at the money, and this is the other sort of key factor here, they don't have that much now on Echo Fox. So 2 consecutive rounds here for Mousesports. It means if they make it to, let's say, 7, well, probably not now, but if they make it to like 8-4 as a scoreline, then suddenly they are in a really good position. So it's not completely impossible, but they are starting to fall pretty far behind.
The thing here is Mousesports missed the golden opportunity. That key round where they started to finally get Echo Fox to tap into their bank. Echo Fox was starting to get fairly low. Had Mousesports been able to win, they'd have been all right. They would have put Echo Fox in a difficult economic situation where they wouldn't have been able to get all the nades, or they might have had to skimp a little bit, right? Instead, Echo Fox survived with all 5 players. So they just completely rejuvenate their bank. Now we can see, you know, starting the round, Freakazoid, once again, back up to $8K after buying full nades. So, I mean, yeah, now there's just no easy path here for Mousesports. And you can see the frustration is starting to mount there. Chris J shaking his head. And he had quite a reaction after that pick from Shazam as well.
Yeah, I don't want to see any reactions coming out of Mousesports at all. This happened yesterday, you know, they won the game, and then going into the second match, they still don't feel very confident. It's not like that sort of surplus of confidence that they could rely on. Great little lineup there. Good shots coming through from Sean. And he's got Shazam there to help him out, getting the one. Not quite going to get the second Chris instead with 2 in return, so a little bit expensive here. Shazam going way too aggressive, and it's not necessary. And this is something that I think Shazam is guilty of more than most people on Echo Fox. Sort of continuously trying to fight it. They were just in a 2-on-3. Now they're in a 2-on-2, and Mousesports have a real chance here.
Rix, he's already rotated over, though, and he's hearing all these steps, these stomps. So he knows that somebody's close, at least one of them next. With some shots through. Let's see. Oh, wow, it couldn't have gotten better. That, like, Chris J was just like a casualty as well there. You know, Rix wasn't aiming on him per se, but they line up, they stack up for him, and he gets a perfect double spray. So 9-2, Echo Fox just continue to extend their lead.
Can they have an op?
And now Mousesports, well, they're, man, money is just not looking too hot for them. They do have enough for a pretty healthy buy, but this is it. They're tapping, all of their bank is gone. Whereas, look at that, Freakazoid, 11,000. All right, then, just so much money now for Echo Fox.
17-4 for Shazam at the moment. Just think about it. I mean, very, very impressive stuff. Trying to see if they can move through. That's a 2-for-1 shot for Shazam, but he's trapped behind Electric, and he's still going to pick up a kill. That's so ridiculous. Double kill for him, and it would have very nearly been a triple, but Mousesports are fighting back, although they're so low on health. Planting the bomb, no matter who you are right now, is so dangerous, because all it takes is one grenade, and Roka coming in from behind. There's Sean picking up the 1 kill on Nico. This is not a good position for Mousesports.
What a fantastic shot from Sean. That's a split-second trigger shot. Noel Roka going to catch Chris J. With that scout, not the best weapon. Speedy will get the headshot on Sean Gares, though. That was a sick lurk right out into the open. But that bomb is dropped right in front of Roka. And, well, Roka has everything going for him. He has all the nades. He has full HP. He's got the bomb right in front. It's all on Spitty now to come and try and make this happen. He's only got the 10 HP and a single flash. He's looking for the headshot, and he's going to get it. What is that? Roka walks right into him. Speedy. That is such an important clutch for his team.
That first 2-for-1, you'd think he'd be dead there. There's a Molotov on one side, and they're just wrapping around him, but that is pretty impressive. I'm wondering if Roka couldn't have tried to play for more time, but either way, great round from Speedy. He's definitely stepping it up, definitely doing a better job than he's been for a long time. 10 kills on him, which is top of the scoreboard for Mousesports. And a 9-3 situation here. They could still come back. The money for Fox is not that much right now. 3 of their players can buy, but 2 of them can't if they lose the round.
This isn't the end of the world, you're right. I mean, if they can actually turn this around somehow, get it going 9-6 at the end of the half, Mousesports are still in this fight. But they just took so much damage trying to get out through A main, and now, well, Sean Gares, he spotted one man getting fairly close. Smoke is about to clear. It does. There's the flash. And Sean decides to not pick this fight. He's actually going to slow things down a little bit and just do massive damage through the smoke.
Very good job indeed. Freakazoid going to be taking out Chris J, which also dropped the bomb in the back lines. It's a good shot from Shazam. That's 18, that's 19 kills. Freak coming in as well. And that will be 20 for Shazam in just 13 rounds. Absolutely shocking. I mean, we saw it with Chris on the first map, but Shazam seems to be doing even better than Chris was on Cobblestone.
When I don't have the weapon.
Where does this Shazam come from? It's like, it just seems like he just turns it on. It was the same thing on Dust 2 last night. He was just wrecking Navi, and now he is just going to town on Train. Look at this. Beautiful work from him. Very solid peaks, and he even managed to catch the last man out. Excellent work. 10-3. And now, well, Mousesports, they just cannot seem to get their feet under him. It's actually Shazam who's coming in there with a baseball bat, just, you know, knocking their knees out.
Ooh, Shazam, really good opportunity there. Molotov to follow it up. Can they get the bomb plant down? That's really all they want in a round like this. They are really successful, so pretty good job there on Mousesports. I mean, they invest almost nothing, just upgrade a couple of pistols, and they get a pretty big return for it. So that's definitely well worth it. Gonna help them out going into the 15th and final round. Actually helped them out a lot. They desperately needed that bomb plant. That's gonna make a big difference to them.
I agreed. Because now they can actually afford to get some nades behind with some AKs. They actually have something to work with here. Otherwise, might have meant that a couple of them would have had to skimp.
It ain't over yet.
I just heard somebody say, you know, it ain't over yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard that as well. So and that was Echo Fox saying that, meaning, or that's the right mentality to have, you know. even though you know 11-3 is a pretty damn good scoreline, you don't want to start celebrating too soon.
That's fair, that's fair. It's not over until you blow up the chickens with HEs.
Yeah, you know, it turned out that was DJ who did that. Spending his time in a dark hotel room somewhere, putting together, I don't know, chicken genocide.
Exactly, spawning infinite chickens under the weird statue as well. Like,
Yeah.
if you could get any weirder right, it's under the kid wrestling the fish. Not this time, Rix.
Yeah, and he was very slow. I don't know what he was doing. That's a bit weird. Still a very good position. I can definitely like it. Shazam will be going down, and it's actually next coming into it with a pretty big double kill. Sean and Roka. Bomb is going down as well. This seems like a Mousesports round.
They should have it on lock, right? Sean has been hitting some shots, Roka as well, so they have a chance. The only issue here is that the bomb planted out in the open. Perfectly done here for Mousesports. They have all three players who are able to get on top of this bomb if necessary. That smoke is going to be clearing fairly soon here, though, and Sean, yep, spots the man out. Needs to realize that there's this man exactly waiting in Top Dog, but also in a main, and now Roka has that information to go off of at least, but it's not going to matter. Nico will end the round, and it's an 11-4 scoreline. Mousesports way behind at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and ridiculously, Shazam ends up at 24 kills in 15 rounds. That's way, way, way too much. And everybody else on Echo Fox doing quite well. No one dropping behind, and that's obviously a big key to it as well. This is going to be a very tough comeback for Mousesports. Win or lose the pistol round, they're going to definitely have a hard time. We'll find out how it all unfolds after the break. Back, we're into the second half here. It's Mousesports and Echo Fox, and it's also the second, the second map here. Train Cobblestone taken away by Mousesports. Chris, you could see with his hand on his head, wondering how did. Shazam succeed in stealing all of my powers, because he's currently at 24-7, whereas Chris is at 8-13. Now, I'm not a mathematician, Samuel, but I feel like it's clear. I don't think you need like a college degree to figure this one out.
That Shazam has had way more of an impact so far in the first half, and that Chris is once again tilting pretty hard here. It seems like it, because every time that he loses a duel, Chris, he's just like raging. He's like waving his hands all over the place.
Alone, in a 1-on-3, makes it a 1-on-2, but he's got almost no health left either, and they're coming for him from all sides. Nico picking up a kill at the end, and that's going to be Mousesports winning a round that they pretty much had to win.
Yeah. To keep them in this fight, they needed to win that second half pistol, and it works out perfectly. I mean, Echo Fox, not that they didn't play it right either. They just charged connector as quickly as possible, right? Try and take the fight to the CTs as they rotate into the sites. They just didn't account for Speedy walking out of CT towards upper ramp and just getting 2 shots. That's the issue, right? If you're going to go ultra aggressive like that, you have to at least get that man advantage that you're constantly trading. Instead, it was Mousesports who controlled the situation marvelously well.
17th round coming up, and Echo Fox, just a single smoke and a flashbang there, so maybe just, I would guess, an attempt to put the bomb down.
That's what it is, exactly that. I mean, Rix has got a Tech 9, so he's got a little bit more punch. P250's picked up on everybody else, but yeah, Sean Garrett, he's got that single smoke, single flash. And the bomb is heading all the way back all over the place. Dennis, he's going to barely survive. 2 HP, gets instant headshot there by Shazam, but he will find the kill. So the man advantage here for Mousesports.
Oh, he's actually still hiding in that corner. You see Sean, because obviously Shazam would have called that out. You see that dink of the helmet, but not quite gonna happen. And Nico holding kind of alone on B, Speedy a little bit behind, but he's rotating back and forth between A and B, it seems. So very slow round coming out right now. And Echo Fox, where is that bomb plant attempt gonna come from?
Here's the question. Let's see. Flash out. Now it is. I mean, the attempt is clearly for the A side. They're just never going to make it. So far, the defense holds. Roka will get a backstab shot onto Dennis. Nearly gets the dropping shot there, or the dropping shot basically onto Chris J. But it doesn't happen. So 11-6. Mousesports doing some damage. I mean, managing to keep Echo Fox from actually getting that bomb plant, which would have helped quite a bit. I mean, this means that Shazam doesn't have the money to go for the AWP. If he had had that bomb plant, he would have been able to afford it, right? So. Bit of a difference there. Very light on the names as well, on the nades as well for Echo Fox. So far from ideal here, but we'll see if Echo Fox like what they have in store for us. If they're going to go triple 3 to Ali and just try and catch somebody out over there. What's interesting is that Nico's the one going for the AWP, and yeah, he did show this yesterday. He likes to go aggressive over here, get in the upper halls, look for a pick.
Yeah, and it works even better when Speedy's there to hold him back. So if Nico misses a shot, and if they try and rush him down, then Speedy could be there to be a little bit annoying. Definitely a good idea. Chris, that is next in this position that I think I've said it time and again. I am really not a big fan of this kind of a setup. I think it relies too heavily on the T side not being able to coordinate their push well enough. If they push simultaneously, the one big thing that works out here is that no one's coming prop dog. That could be the saving situation for Mousesports, but still, it's real risky to do this.
Let's see. There's the overlap. Next starts it off strong. Instant trade on him. Chris going to get flanked, but Dennis is still here. That third man, Speedy with the spray through the smoke. He's going to catch out Roka. And just like that, it's Rix on his own 1v3 coming in through Pop Dog. He was the one trying to make some noise over towards B, trying to sell a fake perhaps, but it's just not going to happen. 50 seconds left here in the round, and well, he needs to find the shots. And there's a good start. Picks off Dennis, turns it into a 1v2.
I mean, the fact that Speedy comes in from Ivy like that is so huge, because that breaks up what Echo Fox were otherwise trying to do there. So very good job. But the initial setup, I mean, I think it almost perfectly illustrated what the issue is, and I'll explain in a bit. Right now we've got Rix in a 1-on-2, just trying to see if he could sneak in and maybe clutch the round for his team. They obviously don't want to let Mousesports too far back into this game here. Could be 11-7 if they could take care of Rix. The bomb is going to be going down, and he's not concerned about C connector, so a little bit brave of him to just go through with that plant, but now he still has to get rid of Nico and Speedy.
Eventually they're going to have to start pushing up. Nico will get the spot, though, so they know where Rix is moving now. Lots of information there for Mousesports to play off of.
And a Molotov.
Can they actually get a smoke down, or do they want to save it for the defuse?
Oh, Rix. That's the Molotov out of the picture. I thought they were going to use that because I thought Nico saw him walking into C connector. That's massive. The smoke goes up, and, well, Speedy going to get the shot in there, and with the kit, he should have just enough time as well for the defuse, and Mousesports going to win the round. That was very scary there. Right. Well, so here's the problem that I keep seeing with this kind of a setup. When you have sort of three members roughly in these positions, it doesn't have to be exactly that, but sort of just in this general area. The problem is you have three different angles to cover. That's one person for each angle. So if you lose one duel, then suddenly someone else has to take over one of these angles, and now you've got one person covering two angles. And you even saw that the guy playing the train in that round, he got shot in the back for the people coming in from main. So it sort of gets worse every time you lose a man. And obviously, since you are essentially playing 3 versus 5 out there, you are eventually going to, I mean, almost certainly you're going to end up coming out on bottom of that trade. It's just, I don't like that position very much. Nico, though, big opening there on Shazam, and Echo Fox with just Tech 9s.
Just Tech 9s in a dream. They're hoping to be able to get that bomb plant down here on the B site. They were successful last time on the Eco, and they did it. So we'll see if they can actually make it work this time around. I mean, Roka just waiting for somebody to get impatient, to get overly aggressive. That could be up for Nico, but now we have all the nades ready to go out. Shongares, Rick setting up the incendiaries, Roka with the smoke to block off connector, Freakazoid about to just go charging out on upper. Well, it looks pretty good here for Echo Fox. They should be able to get that bomb down. Nico will deny Roka, but that's fine. He wasn't carrying it, and the bomb actually makes it to the site, so Shongares will get the plant.
Big win already, and Freakazoid trying to see if he could charge close, maybe take someone out. But without the armor, those fights are just not very easy to have at all. Nice shot from Sean, though. Bomb plant and a kill. See if he could do a little bit more. He's got Rix behind him with Tech 9 and armor, but kind of almost wish he would have been down there with Sean, because I don't think he's going to be able to stop the defuse here, especially not when the smoke goes up as well. He's been covered quite well. Yeah, I mean, this makes sense.
You heard Chris call it as well. So they instantly spotted him, and well, Rix, he'll survive. Not a problem. Bomb was planted, so he'll still get his money. And he actually saves a little bit of money. He saves that Kevlar, so
yeah,
not too shabby. See what he actually decides to go for. Just the straight AK. I was wondering if he would try and drop for Shazam or something like that, but Shazam had more than enough to get the AWP and some nades.
Speaking of Shazam as well, as we've had good 4 rounds here on the second half now. He's 25 kills still, so he's slowed down a little bit, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can start to step it up now, because, I mean, he's already kind of done enough in this game, but if the rest of his team isn't also going to take over for him, that's obviously going to be a problem, because he was one of the big reasons why they were getting such a good first half in.
Wow, that was an uncomfortable situation for Freakazoid. Just got a bit too toasty there. Gets forced out into the open, and Chris J will find him easily enough. Shongares now trying to follow this up, and he's got his teammates collapsing in here from Ali. He has to realize, yep, Dennis just whips around, shuts down Sean, and now it's the 3 players from Ali trying to, well, barrel their way through, but Chris and Dennis hold the line, and the missed shot there from Shazam. Beautiful round coming in here from Chris with 3 kills total with that AWP. So I was wondering if, Chris was starting to wake up as well, just because he did have a bit of a slow start, as we saw with the comparison. But yeah, you get the replay here. Sean, at that point, it's just like he has to be thinking, well, I should be through the smoke already. But unfortunately, sometimes that's the way the smokes work. Dennis can spot him before Sean can see anything, right? So
look at the little grin on Chris there. That's kind of ridiculous, because he's just essentially sticking his gun in his face, just poking him in the ear with it, and still not getting the kill.
Bit of an uncomfortable way to clean your ears.
Yeah. Just definitely don't try that.
Well, it's not going to matter now. But Sean, who's doing a little bit of the talking right now? Is it Freak? It looks like it's Freak who's doing a bit of the talking with Sean, having a bit of a back and forth discussion.
He's been, I think he's been subtly growing a bit of a mustache, hasn't he? Just the beginnings of it.
The shadow, right?
I reckon Sean could look incredibly creepy with a mustache. Could someone Photoshop? Is it possible? Could we get someone to Photoshop Sean with a mustache?
An actual man mustache or a pencil stash, or what are we talking about here?
I guess people have to get creative. I think the whole point is that almost nobody ends up looking not creepy with that, right? It's just like a natural thing. There are some people who can carry it.
Some people can pull it off,
but
right?
Those are in the minority, right? And most people end up looking just a little bit suspicious, really. I don't know. I mean, right now, Echo Fox 11-9 as a scoreline. This could go either way. On the money front, they really don't have that much, and Mousesports are in a position where they could at least lose around as they'll buy. So they've sort of covered that much.
So it looks like just a little bit of a technical thing actually being added in here. Not really sure. Didn't quite hear what was going on with
top of the tactical.
On top of the tactical, right? The double whammy.
Wow. Because of that one setup for Mousesports, the 3 men in A and 2 in B, and because they keep having Nico and Speedy play 2 on B like that, if I was Echo Fox and if I had somehow seen it either in a demo or figured it out during the game here, I would probably try and push the A bomb side, and I'd probably try and Molotov out a lot of the close positions behind the trains with Molotovs, and then get that bomb down quick, because I think that 3-2 setup is a bit risky, so I think they could do that.
I don't think that they figured out that Nico, like they must be assuming that that's the case because Nico did it a lot yesterday on train where he would push on upper halls towards B and get that op into play there. But I got the feeling that Nico would want to do that again this round just to test Echo Fox. If he can actually throw some aggression over there. Chris also could go aggressive at Alley. I mean, you got two options. They have the double AWP setup on CT side, so they could push all over the place. And wow, actually, they're going to go 4 on A right out the gates. And that's not actually where Echo Fox are heading right now. Echo Fox going into a default.
Yeah, very, it's setting up to being a bit of a slow round here. Roka and Shazam down by Ivy, and the rest of Echo Fox, you could tell, clearing out the brown holes over by the B bomb site. And Chris, it's in a good position here to get a pretty easy kill on Roka there.
What was that?
Just, I think, an off angle from Roka's point of view. Maybe not expecting it there. Nico. All right, then. Using the ladder to jump out.
That was, yeah, very interesting. Roka just decides to walk right into Chris J. And interestingly enough, Echo Fox, they had prepared for some form of aggression on both sides. They had the 2 guys in upper just spraying through that smoke, right? So if Nico tried to go aggressive in B halls, he would have got shut down there. And they also had the 2 playing by alley, so in case Chris J chose to go aggressive. So, I mean, Echo Fox on point right now with this default hold, just really waiting to see. But unfortunately, Roka just decides to walk in there, donates himself, and now it's a man advantage for Mousesports going into the hold on A site.
They're putting Freakazoid in first. That is his role on the team, but then it's going to take him out. And then next to follow up, that's such smart play. Really sort of intuitive teamwork coming out there. As soon as Rix is focused on the other position, it's going to be next stepping in. But he's out of the round now. Shazam going to be able to take him out, but he's alone behind Electric Box. Does he see the gun barrel? Not quite yet. And then he's going to walk right into Nico's shot. 10 to 11 now. It is getting closer to a equalized scoreline here. And I feel like if Mousesports run away with the game now, it's going to be so painful for Echo Fox.
Well, to go 0-2 versus Mousesports as well, this is a team where they should definitely be at least, picking up 1 map versus Mousesports.
Yeah, and I mean, both these maps are maps where you feel like they could have, they could have definitely won Cobblestone. And on this one, you start to feel like they would maybe win this map if they just could close it out, right? They had such a good first half, but now all of that seems to be in the past.
Showing a really solid CT side so far, Mousesports. Now that they have the double AWP as well, it is going to be a straight rush here from Echo Fox, though, and no fear at all. Shazam leads the way, charges onto the site with the Tech 9, finds next, fully blind. Nico, though, going to work with the P250. Headshot after headshot, and Dennis will take one of his own, but Roka's there with the Deeg. Eventually, Nico just charges forward and runs him over, but it is Rix, and not anything going to really be coming from that at all. So both ops survive. 2 players dead, but no bomb plant for Echo Fox.
11-11, 23rd round coming up. That ties the scoreline, and right now Echo Fox is going to be feeling really weird about what's happening here. I still maintain that a hit is the best idea that Echo Fox could do right now, but we'll see what they're going to end up with. It seems like actually Mousesports, well, they are going to go for that Nico Speedy split there. So maybe if they hit A before they rotate back again, it could work out.
Yeah, it does look like Echo Fox are going to set up for that perfect A smoke strategy. Just going to cut that site in half, start setting up the flashes, the smokes. And there we go. You can see it, the wall developing it on top of that bomb site. But Dennis, he's in an he's in basically the position to counter this, and he also has next up close to back him. Things are going to get nasty here for Echo Fox. Chris J there to start things off.
He's taking out Rix as well. Chris just killing every single one out here. Dennis next to close it off here. You're gonna, I mean, so this didn't have an impact at all on the game, but it's also very impressive to see how fast Nico is back there. I mean, it's almost like as soon as the smokes are over the wall, boom, they don't even touch the ground, and he's already running straight back in. So, yeah, good rotation and a good triple kill for Chris, obviously. Oh my God,
yeah, that's painful. 2 of those shots through the smoke. One of them just spots Shazam. That is so fast from Chris. He's definitely woken up here in the second half. Well, once again, Echo Fox, I mean, it looks like more of the same from them. This time, not wasting any time at all. Freakazoid just going to go charging straight out of main, looking for the man holding aggressive Bioelectric, not going to spot him. And this time he's being thorough. He's checking the boost in connector, but Chris is there, and just total annihilation. Roka will get a spray onto Dennis, but it's still a 2-on-4 situation now. Sean Gears leaps into action, and next with the double spray as they stack up. Perfect hold coming out from Mousesports, and now smells of desperation. Echo Fox. You can see Freakazoid shaking his head. I mean, what more can he more can he do in that sort of situation? He charges out, and there's just nobody there for him to fight.
Yeah, and by the time there is, they're sort of both shooting at him at the same time. But I mean, if Freak could have got that one of those kills when they showed up, then that would have certainly helped the rest of the team get out of Ivy. But it's not really his fault. It's just, I don't know. Right now, Mousesports just honestly seem like they've got the defense down really solid, and there isn't really an easy way out.
Well, that's a nice flash from Freakazoid. He's taking the action over here towards B, but Speedy and Nico once again holding together. They're just making some noise. I like that. You know, stop, make just a little bit of noise over here in case somebody was holding close to Pop Dog. And now they start to actually make their way back towards B, where Nico, he's just standing out in the open, man. So ballsy.
Well, it's very smart because he's using the ladder so that he sort of falls into their field of view from above. It's quite clever, but Freakazoid, a little bit less subtle, just comes charging out of the high ground and takes out Nico. Next, and Speedy with a good return, and Speedy again, but the bomb is down at least, and a good shot from Sean here. Bit of an expensive round for Mousesports and Echo Fox. If they could bring this back and somehow win the round, that would be truly epic from their point of view. Sean not going to get that kill, and Rix alone and out of tricks. A little rhyme for you there, Semler.
Yeah. He's not really good. He's not. I had to try, like my brain just blocked there. Because he's obviously, you know, in it for the kicks.
Kicks. I don't know how you pronounce that with a Y, but never mind. 14 and 11, and 26th round is coming up. And honestly, at this point, Mousesports just, they don't seem to care anymore. They found what works on the CC side.
Production are not amused. They just told us, you know, you're not allowed to drink between the maps, guys.
Oh.
I was like, come on.
How else are we going to keep going?
North American CS, it does this to you.
I mean, this is depressing because I actually think Echo Fox today and yesterday they've been a very exciting team. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm impressed by what they're showing us here. Maybe just because my expectations were very low to begin with, but it's just now we're talking about closing out the games. You know, they're setting themselves up so nicely, but then once they get close enough, it seems like they can't follow through. And you heard them in the halftime there saying it's not over yet, right? And they turn out to be more right than maybe they wanted to. Nico eventually dies, but so does almost all of Echo Fox.
That was like the biggest bait ever as well. Speedy's just like spraying wildly through the smoke. He's like, come and get me, I gotta reload. And then Nico's just there with the AWP, boom. Shuts him out as soon as Echo Fox try and get in there. Brutal. And all it's Sean Gears. He doesn't even see anybody. Chris J snuffs him. So 15 to 11 now. Mousesports with 4 map points and 2 very valuable maps as well, considering how close the groups have been so far. Echo Fox really struggling here.
All right. There's one thing that I don't think Mousesports have been doing too much, because they tend to hold Ivy from the bomb side of it, you know. They don't seem to be holding sort of the back line of Ivy. So maybe if you smoked off towards the bomb side and actually tried to wrap around, you could get some players in there and it could throw Mousesports. So obviously in this round, that won't even make a difference because then is an XR pushing very aggressively while Echo Fox are making their way all the way out on the B side, and that would be a perfect time to hit it. There's only Speedy. He's quite far away. That Molotov won't really stop anybody, but he does have an auto sniper. Ooh, a Freakazoid. Stopping at the right time and an instant headshot.
That's the thing of beauty, and that's how you punish the Scar 20. That's why some players are leery of actually using the Scar 20 anymore, because the opponents are good enough to hit those headshots. Time for you to get that second tap in, and you might just be dead. But Shazam, Rix, Roka still alive. Bomb has been planted. Still a man advantage, although they are bringing it back, keeping it even here. Rix with the big triple spray just completely flanks the retake. And now it's all on Dennis. He goes charging past right into the waiting arms of Rix, who picks up a quad kill in the round. So 12 to 15. Echo Fox, the last gasp here, showing that they still have some fight in them.
He did have more tricks.
He did. Turns out he did have more tricks, exactly.
Well, look at Freakazoid losing that battle to Nico there. Definitely, definitely not too excited. Don't know if anyone reads lips, but I have a sort of a general idea about what was said. No, but that was great. I mean, Freakazoid did everything he needed to do. That kill on Speedy was it. That was golden. And they pushed into a round, and Dennis was flanking them very fast, but they got all the kills in the bomb site before that even was a factor. Now Speedy down here on the ramp, and Echo Fox playing for overtime.
Oof. Well, we haven't seen this position come into play too often. Speedy not really going to be able to manage it, and they do get overwhelmed this turn. I mean, it's just a change of pace coming in here from Echo Fox. Mousesports, they were starting to get comfortable. Turns out Echo still had quite a bit of fight left in him. Freakazoid up close, just annihilates Chris J. And now it's on Dennis and next. Dennis will bring the 1 kill back. Still a man advantage here for Echo Fox. But I believe Roka just got spotted there, so they have a little bit of something to go off of here at Mousesports in the retake.
Roka. Maybe a bit too soon with the trigger, but they do not have a smoke or anything, and Rix does have a Molotov, and you see him already putting it up there. He knows what's up, but they're already down defusing. If he holds it down, Dennis, he's not going to do that. In fact, Molotov raining in, and that's going to be a good round here for Echo Fox. Got to be very, very careful, because if the CT player has 100 health and he taps the defuse, if you throw the Molotov on him afterwards, he's still going to be able to complete it. He will sort of push it all the way through, so a little bit worried, but it works out. My prediction, Samler, is if they get to 14 rounds, they're going to lose the 30th. That's just such a common pattern.
That's true. You know, you run it back, and then Mousesports are like, wait a second, we're supposed to win this thing.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. I think it's the other way. I think it's because Echo Fox have lost so many rounds in the second half that now they've realized, well, we're just going to run in, and then when you realize, well, one more round and we have it, then you suddenly start to be a bit more slow, you're a bit more careful, and things stop working out so well. Nico going to go for that same thing. Shazam, not ready for it. And we saw it from Shazam's position there. It's such a clever way of playing, and it really warms my heart, Samler, because it's just a little bit of nostalgia. It's a little bit of throwback to 1.6 train, where those ladders were so instrumental. Nico, obviously, maybe a bit too young for that kind of thing, but still, yeah, go back and watch the YouTube demos or videos if you haven't. Good trade here. Sean goes down, and Nico's still alive here in a 2-on-4. Mousesports 1 kill away from doing it. Nico picking up a triple, looking for the quad as well. He's going to miss the shot, and Roka will take him down. Still another 3 to go to try and continue here.
Nico showing some faith in his teammates, and it was well-deserved. They aren't going to make it to 30 rounds, Anders. Instead, Mousesports will end it in 29. Chris J, Dennis, and Nex. 29 kills, also what Shazam had at the end. It's a kill per round. I mean, he played very well. Even if he slowed down in the second half, can't ask for too much more. But what an upset. I mean, well, so many upset, but what a tragedy for Echo Fox. Honestly, both these maps, they played so well, and it still hasn't been quite enough. Oh, the T side, man. The T side is clearly where they're going to start feeling the frustration, I think, because I mean, it's just a blue wall. If you look at it, it's just nothing but Mousesports crushing on that CT side of Train. And it wasn't until the very end that Echo Fox were able to start actually having an impact when they started to go for the chargings, when they started to go for the aggressive plays. So Mousesports will collect 2 wins here over Echo Fox, and those are very valuable. This group is so tight right now, so the pressure is going to be on. It's going to be mounting for Echo Fox, but we will be taking a short break before we throw it over to the analysts to break down this second map.